Hey everyone, I'm sure if you're like me, you have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with the Chris Hogan played lacrosse meme that has been pretty much the last few years, but always ramps up this time of year. So I was thinking the past couple of days, like, he cannot be the only player who played lacrosse to currently be in the NFL, and I was right. But I want to take a little bit of a spin on this and look at the guys that are currently in the NFL and who played high school lacrosse. That means they may not have played in college. They may not even have played their entire high school careers, but I found that more interesting. So here we go. Of course, we're going to start with Chris Hogan because he may be currently the most known guy on this list. Hogan is a 2006 graduate of Ramapo High School in New Jersey, and while I can't find his complete high school statistics, he had a pretty good career. He finished with more than 160 career points. Again, that is incomplete, so we know he had at least 160. And he was pretty much an all-state player in football and lacrosse. No shock to anybody before he went on to play lacrosse at Penn State and played football at Monmouth. And then, of course, he found his home in New England. The next guy on this list, and I'm going in alpha order, is Stephen Houska. He's a place kicker with the Buffalo Bills. Houska is pretty interesting because he played at Needham High School in Massachusetts, but he didn't play football. He actually started in lacrosse and soccer. He actually didn't find football until he got cut from the soccer team at Middlebury College. That was when he got cut during his freshman year. He ended up playing football for his last 3 years at Middlebury, and then he actually transferred because he had a postgraduate year to NC State out of the ACC, kicked for them 1 year, and he's been with a couple teams in the NFL, but he's currently with the Buffalo Bills. I can't find his high school statistics, but we know he did play. All right, the next guy on our list, he may not be that well known in NFL circles now, but I'm willing to bet in a few years he will be. Sam Hubbard just finished his rookie season with the Cincinnati Bengals. He's a true Ohio man because before he played for the Cincinnati Bengals, he started Ohio State. Before he started Ohio State, he actually was back in Cincinnati at Archbishop Moeller High School in Cincinnati. Now, Hubbard, he's a pretty interesting case because he was not originally going to play football. He was originally committed to Notre Dame to play lacrosse. It wasn't until a fortuitous visit by Urban Meyer, who was visiting the football coach at Archbishop Moeller, saw Hubbard in actually a dodgeball game in the gym and realized what a tremendous talent he was. It just goes to show you, you have no idea where you're going to find talent. But the rest is history. Urban Meyer recruited Hubbard to Ohio State, and he actually ended up sitting out his senior year of lacrosse because Ohio State wanted him to bulk up a little bit because they wanted him to move from safety to linebacker, and obviously now the rest is history. Next, we come to Chris Long. He's a pretty big name in NFL circles as he is the son of Howie Long, a Hall of Fame defensive end with the Raiders. But Chris Long, the past 2 seasons, he's actually won back-to-back Super Bowls. Will not win one this year, obviously, but 2 years ago, he won one with the New England Patriots. Last year, he won one with the Philadelphia Eagles. He played with the Los Angeles Rams, who I think were then the St. Louis Rams. But before he did all that, he played at the University of Virginia in Charlottesville. But even before that, he played at high school in Charlottesville, Virginia at St. Anne's Belfield. I talked with his head coach back then, Doug Terring, and Long played defense. He actually played his sophomore and his junior years at Stab. While we don't have any stats on him, he obviously must have been a pretty talented guy because then he obviously went on to recruit at the University of Virginia. And again, the rest is history. All right, we're wrapping up the list with another rookie, Kyle Lauletta. He's a quarterback with the New York Giants. He was drafted in the 4th round this season. Before he was with the New York Giants, he started at the University of Richmond. Obviously, as their quarterback, he threw for more than 10,000 yards. Before then, he was a star at Downingtown East. He was a 2-sport star. He played lacrosse and he played football. He had obviously a really good football career to end up going on playing D1 football. And I haven't been able to find his high school lacrosse stats, not complete games, but I was actually able to find several games that I'll have linked to on laxrecords.com. Those stories were from phillylacrosse.com. And in each of those games, he had multi-point games in all of them. And it was against some pretty good competition. We're talking Henderson, we're talking Springfield Delco, and we're talking Episcopal Academy. Anybody who really knows anything about the Pennsylvania lacrosse scene knows there's some pretty good teams. All right, that's going to be it for this list. If I missed a player, if there's someone on this list that you think should be added, be sure to let me know. You can find me at Lax Records on Twitter and Instagram, laxrecords.com. You can leave a comment on this video below. However you want to get a hold of me, I am available. But to finish off this list, I cannot go without mentioning the legendary Jim Brown. Obviously not a current NFL player, but no list talking about NFL players who played lacrosse is complete without mentioning the Hall of Fame running back for the Cleveland Browns. Jim Brown played at Manhasset High School on Long Island. He obviously went on to start at the University of Syracuse, and while none of his high school stats exist to my knowledge, I was able to find a little bit interesting tidbit in that he scored 45 goals during his senior year at Syracuse in 10 games. 4.5 goals a game. That doesn't include whatever assists he had. Obviously a one-man wrecking crew. So obviously Jim Brown may be one of the most famous people that will ever be on this list, but you never know. Who knows what kind of career Chris Hogan will have or Sam Hubbard, but they got a long way to go to reach Jim Brown. We know that for sure. Everybody, have a week.